Hello. Before we start today's episode, if you would like a condensed version of what I'm talking about in this podcast, go ahead and subscribe to The Perfectionist Guide. You can read the entire thing in 3 minutes or less. To access this, go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com/newsletter. Are you a bit of a perfectionist, type A, hyper performer? Then you know that having the audacity to see an ideal and bring it into reality while breaking generational habits of hustle can be tough, but it doesn't have to be. If you are ready to burn bright instead of burning out, to lead without losing yourself, and to enjoy the life you have worked so hard to create, then keep listening. I'm your host, America's leader on rewiring perfectionism, CLG, and this is Perfectionism Rewired, the podcast. Welcome to Perfectionism Rewired. Today's episode is all about the Trust Trifecta, the glue that holds everything together. But before we begin, I want to shout out my client, KB. KB is a private one-on-one coaching client of mine who is also a life coach herself. And last week, she signed 5 clients in one day. And what is so amazing about this isn't actually the tangible result, although that is really fucking cool. It's that she has gone all in on the process of developing her inner power, listening to her inner authority, trusting what the guidance she is receiving from herself. 24 hours before the 5 new clients came on in, we had our weekly one-on-one coaching session together. And during that time, she was very trusting, and we were able to coach at a much, much deeper level and really unravel some things that she has been working on for a long time. And then sure enough, this is the place where miracles happen. It is quantum leap category, right? 5 clients in one day? Yeah, totally fucking possible. When you learn how to make a practice of this inner power, like my client KB, you will experience quantum leaps in your life that are not powered by willpower and aggression and pushing and grinding. You experience change that is authentic. Change that is integrated and change that you can trust in your life to move forward consistently. That means you trust that you're not going to fall back into old patterns and that you trust that you have the skills and the resilience to keep moving your life forward. And that is the kind of change that only comes from learning how to build awareness, to slow down, to experience your emotions, and to teach your brain and your nervous system to be more trusting. That is the experience of being a human. When we start out on our, personal development journey, most of the time we think there's something wrong with us. We think we have to rush to fix ourselves. But then we realize, wait, no, this is a becoming, and this is so beautiful. Building that bridge of trust back to yourself, that this is available for you. It's not just for KB. It's not just for other people. This can be for you too. You're not too broken. You're not too messed up. You're not too old. You're not too young. You can heal. You can change your life in ways that you cannot even imagine. And all you've got to do is trust. If you're nodding your head yes, listen closely because I might have the solution you've been searching for. My Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator, a 6-week, highly individualized one-on-one coaching experience designed exclusively for perfectionists like you. Your perfectionism is actually your greatest asset, and leveraging it can be hard work or take years of guesswork. That's why in Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator, I give you my key frameworks to taking charge of your Ferrari drive, proven to work even for the most type A, high-strung, stubborn perfectionists. In the first 30 days, you will cut your burnout in half. increase your professional fulfillment by at least 150%, and your self-compassion will go up at least 250%. And that is just your first 30 days. So if you want to save yourself years of trial and error, go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com/accelerator today. Or if you want to take the easy way, just click the link in the show notes to check out the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator. Today, we are diving into the most crucial element to setting goals and achieving them and making any kind of really significant and long-lasting change in your life. And that is the power of trust. Trust is the beginning and ending of everything. Trust is the foundation that everything else is built on. If it is not rock solid, you are going to build a house of cards in your life. Like when your foundation is funky, you're going to build a house, meaning like your life, and it's going to crumble to the ground the minute anything shakes. Like the minute you put too much load on the foundation, it's going to be like, oh, it would not survive a California earthquake. When you have 100% trust, every thought that you have is going to be born from that trust. Every feeling, every action is going to be a reflection of that. And that is what is going to bring you the results that you desire. Let's say that you are looking for your soulmate and you have 100% trust that your soulmate is out there. That means even if you meet somebody who isn't your soulmate and you date them for a little while, when you have that trust, you're willing to see it as an opportunity to get closer to your soulmate because you know your soulmate is there, they're coming, and you know that you're going to meet them. And trust will be what produces your ultimate result of finding your soulmate, because the more trust you have, the faster you produce the results you want. Now, if you don't totally trust yourself and you think that most people are trash and the stars need to align for you to meet your soulmate, every thought, feeling, action, or result is going to be a reflection of that. You're going to have doubt, and your brain is always going to be seeking evidence to support what it already believes. So every person you meet, you're going to be thinking, oh, this is a sign I'm probably not going to meet my soulmate. Or every person you date, you might actually start looking past some of the things that you know aren't qualities that you want in your soulmate, and you start to settle with them and allow yourself to be in a relationship with someone that you're not completely jazzed about. And that is what produces the results of you not finding your soulmate. Trust is the heartbeat of every result you create in your life. When you have it, you create the results you want. I have a process I teach my private one-on-one coaching clients where they learn how to get to that place of being in 100% trust with themselves, with other people, and with the world at large. I call it the Trust Trifecta, so that every level of growth brings new opportunities of learning how to trust at a higher level. Everything goes back to trust. Confidence, trust. Emotional ability, trust. Communication, trust. Healthy relationships, trust. Listening to your intuition, trust. Working one-on-one with a coach is one of the best ways to build trust. Because even if you're struggling every single day, just that 1 hour a week to meet with someone, to work on your mind, to release some of these things in a safe environment and creating that space for transformation actually helps you learn the skills and the patterning. I can't recommend coaching enough. Like I use coaches, I work with coaches and practitioners in my own life. I just believe in this work so deeply because I know I would not have the trust in myself, in other people, and in the world if I did not have coaches on my side who helped me learn how to trust again. If you are in a place where you could use help from a one-on-one coach who has been there, who gets it, and who also has the tools and the skills that will last you long after you're done coaching with me, then I'm going to recommend that you book an Awaken session with me, and we'll talk about what it looks like to work together in the one-on-one coaching relationship. This episode, along with the previous two, episode 59 and episode 60, focus on the 3 key areas that if you master these, life becomes easy. Your prosperity becomes inevitable. You are impermeable to the bullshit because the truth of who you are gives you clarity. Trust gives you speed, and being able to feel your emotions gives you power. We covered your inner authority, also known as your intuition, in episode 59, and episode 60 taught you how to clear your emotional coding. If you haven't listened to those, listen to them. And if you have, listen to them again because they are that good. Out of those three components, trust is the most critical because when you trust yourself, it gives you speed because you're not in the drama. You're not thinking, am I going to do this? Am I not? And when you just trust, you know that things are done. And when you can live like this, you're not in this needy, doubting, controlling energy, and that gives you speed and space. Back in December, when I was setting my goals for the year, I put that my overarching personal goal was to develop self-trust. I realized that self-trust was the reason why I was having a lot of issues with my schedule. And an Instagram post used to take me 5 hours, no joke, to publish. I was people pleasing a lot of my clients, going way over on client calls. Everything kept coming back to self-trust. What I think is so funny is that I thought that I would develop the best self-trust in like 1 quarter. And here we are closing up quarter 3 of 2021, and self-trust is still at the top of the menu. It's an ongoing journey. As you continue to elevate to new levels, your self-trust develops along with that. The way that I look at trust, I call it the Trust Trifecta, a proprietary intellectual property concept of CLG that I have developed this year. This concept is something that I have deeply been applying to myself. And a couple weeks ago, I drew out a little sketch and I was like, this is it. This is it. Go to my Instagram at Courtney Love Gavin. You can see the original Trust Trifecta. So when I look at trust, there's 3 sides, 3 pillars that create solid trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the universe, trust in something bigger than you, that the world basically is working in your favor. And then the third pillar is trust in other people. So what is trust? To me, trust is having faith that I can handle whatever comes my way. I will always find a way through whatever life hands me. Trust is expecting the best to happen, believing in your ability to create what you want, and knowing that if you desire, you deserve it. When I'm embodied in trust, I feel very playful and curious, full of possibility and light, even if challenging situations are occurring. Trust is this calm knowing that it's all good. I'm exactly where I need to be. Trust is the link between our mental world, our emotional world, and the physical world. Trust is what provides continuity during the between time of when you have an intention or a belief and it actually manifesting. Trust has been chiseled away from ourselves at a young age because we are taught to people please, and that takes us out of our truth. Like we are taught to trust certifications more than ourselves. We're taught to trust machines. A capitalistic society is basically saying trust no one, right? Like don't trust your neighbors, buy a Nest Cam. It's all about how can we make it so that you don't trust anything and you put all your trust in things outside of you. That's why my private coaching is all about connecting you to who you are and tapping into that power that is already inside of you. That is way more reliable than a Nest Cam. Everything goes back to trust. And you demonstrate trust to yourself by listening to your inner authority and taking aligned action with it. Trusting other people is a pillar in the Trust Trifecta. You know that you are not trusting other people when you are trying to control and you're not delegating. Other ways this shows up, if you don't trust that clients are going to come to you, if you don't trust that dinner will get made, if you question what other people are thinking or what things mean, I trust that you will reach out and sign up for coaching with me when you are ready. I trust that there is enough time, there is enough people, and I trust that I have done enough when I stop working for the day. And I also trust that it will be well received. Trusting yourself is a process. And of course, this is the stuff that I practice and that I teach with my one-on-one coaching clients. So if this is something that you're recognizing in you and you're like, whoa, and you're feeling very discombobulated right now, please do reach out to me and book an awaken session where we can talk all about the possibilities in your life, how you can grow your trust through my private one-on-one coaching program. When you're building from a sense of trust, you just know everything is going to work out. And this trust speeds everything up because there's less doubt, less resistance, and there is no second guessing. This is across the board, right? Like if my friend texts me back a K instead of okay, I trust that my friends will tell me when something upsets them. I don't give it a second thought. I'm not like, is she mad at me? What's going on here? I don't spend any time in that drama. I don't second guess what people tell me. I trust that my friends are telling me the truth. What if you just trusted that everyone was telling you the truth? How much time, how much energy would you get back in your life? I'm guessing a fuck ton. An example of how we chisel away at our self-trust unintentionally is when you don't follow through. You tell yourself, I'm going to work out today, and then you don't do it. And over time, those small things build up and your subconscious doesn't trust you to follow through. That adds up to your ability to get results done and to trust your word. The third component of the trust trifecta is trusting in a higher power. That higher power could be God, it could be the universe, it could be the divine, it could be source energy, it could be gravity, pretties, whatever it is for you. The more you trust that everything is happening for you in the world, in your life, the faster you evolve and the more energy you have to direct to your own prolificness instead of trying to control everything and everyone. The way that I like to look at it is we are in a group project and we have the best partner ever. Something out there that is helping you co-create. There is this extra power outside of you that you don't even know about that is working for you and that is conspiring in your favor. And it is loving and it is friendly and it supports your higher good. The more that you can trust that everything is happening for you, you have an ability to just like let go. You can just go back to playing in your life because you have that trust. I totally understand if you've had a lot of circumstances in your life where you've been shown not to trust. I was born into a abusive home. My caregivers were not people that I could trust. Everything that the world told me I should be able to trust, those were the people hurting me. And so I understand what it's like in your life. It can give you every reason not to trust, but I'm telling you that it's worth it to be able to trust. Everything in your life comes to teach you something and to contribute to your aliveness, and trust that whatever comes your way will serve you and be for your highest good, even when you don't understand it at the moment. That's the way I look at my childhood. The first 21 years of my life is I dealt with horrific circumstances, but that has like served me for my highest good because now I'm able to help people in such a deeper way and to be a living example. You can change your life. If those circumstances wouldn't have happened to me when I was younger, I wouldn't be here. Yeah, I might be a life coach, but I would be a basic bitch life coach, right? I wouldn't have this capacity within me to help my clients create quantum leaps and to be very present with them when we wrestle with these darker things that are inside them. I'm able to do that and to bring so much light to it because when you've seen the evil of humanity, you're able to do that. So no matter what is happening in your life, believing and trusting that every situation is teaching you what you need to learn to become more powerful, and that everything that is happening is in some way helping you achieve your greatest potential, awaken your inner strength, and gain new levels of mastery. You can learn to identify what each situation is teaching you. This is something that I teach my one-on-one private coaching clients, because as you recognize what you are learning, you are able to move through situations more rapidly with joy rather than struggle. One thing that I would ask all of you to do is to just rate yourself. First thing that comes to your mind on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you trust yourself? How much do you honor your word? How much do you trust other people? How much do you trust that the world is working for you? 1 being, I have very little trust. I don't trust at all. And 10 being like, I just live my life in self-trust. I'm so trusting. I make every decision I want to, and I don't doubt, am I going to get my money back? Is this going to work for me? I'm just like, trust, trust, trust all over the place. And then ask yourself, where it's not a 10, what can you do to get it to a 10? One of the ways I develop trust is to look at my being and all of these ways that it's trying to support me or trying to adapt or trying to do something to help myself. This is the difference between labeling certain things as self-sabotage. Instead, you can see it through a compassionate new lens, a trauma-sensitive lens, where in our experiences as humans, we have certain ways that we want to protect ourselves, to notice those things and have some compassion for that. Trust that you are enough. Trust you are supported. Trust that you can show up as your authentic self and that the right people, things, and opportunities will come. That is the secret to everything. That is how you come out of the fear that you're missing something. Living in that fear is so damaging to your brain, to your nervous system. Coming out of fear-based survival living and stepping into a place of trusting and co-creating with the universe from that place of sufficiency of being enough. When you do this, you experience less exhaustion and you have more energy for your life because you are no longer pushing things down and trying to control or thinking about what might go wrong. And that creates space for new patterns, new relationships, new goals, and you are releasing the past. When you have that trust trifecta, you're able to enjoy the progress that you're making. You can look back and go, wow, I did that. I'm so proud of myself. You can look at how you've changed. Look at how much better you are getting as you achieve your goals. You can trust yourself to say no and to set boundaries. So if you are interested in getting help from me on a one-on-one level to build a rock solid foundation of trust in your life, I can absolutely help you with that inside my private one-on-one coaching program, where I help you create a safe space to explore your own mind, to explore your feelings and your nervous system, and to teach you the practical tools that I use after years and years of doing this work to help myself trust again. I know it's challenging at first to start trusting again, but just start in small ways. Rate yourself on those scales and start building that trust with yourself and with other people. If you noticed in this episode that holy cannoli, holy wow, I read you like a menu, then definitely go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com. Check out the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator. The importance of the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator is that when it comes to all of these frameworks, if you press all the buttons at once, the system will jam, which is why you have me by your side, curating the frameworks to work with your unique flavor of perfectionism instead of against it. If you sign up in August, I give you a personalized book you get to take with you forever, ever, ever that has your own playbook. You get to be part of a wonderful community. It is a private one-on-one coaching experience, but there's also a community aspect to it. It's ADHD friendly. I looked at my best clients and their best results, and some of my clients that were like 70% of the way there. And I said, what could I do to get them to 100%? And I put everything in that along with the best practices. Instead of things taking months or years, we can do them in days and weeks together. I invite you to apply to the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator. There's a link for that in the show notes. You can also go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com/accelerator